crew is a team, the finest Starfleet has to offer.
Indeed. It's possible they don't know about us. They know about us.
How was it to return to this show and to continue your journey in Star Trek franchise?
It was very exciting. The end of season 2 ended in the middle of a cliffhanger, completely mid-battle. I didn't know how they were going to return to season 3 after a pretty long hiatus in the middle of a battle, but they did it. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful to continue to flesh out these characters and continue to play with really fun genres and different themes of romance and faith and horror and comedy and great.
And how was it to actually attend a wedding in Star Trek? Because I know that we can talk about that. So my curiosity is, how was it?
It was quite surreal, actually.
It was surreal.
Watching Jess walk down the aisle. And then, we were sat next to each other, weren't we, in the wedding congregation. For us, there wasn't so much to do other than sit and watch in pretty dresses.
Yeah, we were basically the audience right along with you.
Yeah.
Very surreal.
You're saying that, but in the beginning of the episode, you have a dance routine.
Oh, true. I'd forgotten about that. Yes, that's when we start dancing. Yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of work. We had rehearsals almost every weekend, 74 hours of rehearsal outside of normal hours, work hours. But it was really fun. I used to be a dancer, so going back to that was actually something I asked for. When they asked me, what do you want? I said, oh, could I dance? And they really made me dance. I thought I'd get one dance routine, but I got like 7 or 8 dance routines. And it was all a type of dance that I'd never done before. Ballroom and Latin I'd never touched. So to get to learn salsa, tango, all these different contemporaries I'd never really done either. So yeah.
But I think this is the magic of Star Trek. Like every episode is something else. You had even a singing episode. Now it was dancing. There was zombies this time. So I'm curious, is it always such a battle that you don't know what the next episode will be for you guys?
Our writers are so good, and they just continue to surprise us with the stranger and newer worlds that they bring to us. I mean, just when we think they couldn't possibly think of something else, they do it.
Yeah.
And you are only talking about season 3, but we're just about finished shooting season 4, and they continue to blow our minds with these new outrageous worlds that they put us in. It's mind-blowing. They're so talented.
So what is the craziest arc that is waiting for number 1 in the 3rd season?
Well, I think post-season 2, where we've seen Una, who's number 1, go through her courtroom trial and be found innocent and be able to continue along in Starfleet as an Illyrian. Now that she no longer has to hide and she can live authentically, we're going to see a freer, happier version of Una in season 3. And I think we might even see evidence of a love story for Una.
And the question to both of you, what does it mean for you to wear this Star Trek uniform with the shield and everything?
I mean, for me, I wasn't a fan before the show, but through the show, I've learned how beloved it is, and to be able to represent Starfleet on, when I'm working on and going to these conventions and seeing how much people adore the show and the legacy, and it's just, it's really heartwarming to know that.
Yeah, for me, it's been a real honor. The first very surreal moment I had as a part of the Star Trek world was when it was my very first fitting, and the first time they put me in my gold uniform with the Delta shield attached, and I had a real out-of-body experience. It brought tears to my eyes because I watched the original series with my mom, who's no longer with us, and I really looked at myself in the mirror and went, Mom, you are not going to believe what I'm wearing. It was really an emotional moment for me. Yeah, I felt very proud.
How is it to be a part of this big fan group, I think, that is all over the world. Because to be honest, the Star Trek next to Star Wars is one of those franchises that I think everybody is watching everywhere. So wherever you go, there are Trekkies over there that know the genre, know everything about your character, probably more than you even know about the characters. So how is it to be a part of such a big society?
I mean, I didn't even know. We spoke to an outlet in India earlier, and I was like, wow. And they told us how big it is in India, and I've never been to India, so it didn't even occur to me how big and how popular it was. And then we were just talking about how big Mexico is. It is in Mexico, and so yeah, I mean, it's because you're in your own little world until you travel, and like, you know, and I don't really realize until you're meeting the people at these conventions, but it's mind-blowing.
But I would say the Trek fandom, the Trekkies as they're known, they're very supportive. It's real, like, it's a Trek family is what they call it. And there are things that we hear, especially when we go to conventions and we're on the road and meeting Trekkies in person. Sometimes there are things that we hear from the Trekkies that make it into episodes. I mean, I like to say we take notes. We take requests. But yeah, every once in a while, somebody will come up with an idea or a thought about something. And for example, I was in Houston, which is where NASA is based, and I literally had astronauts from NASA asking me, they're Trekkies, they said, how come you're not called astronauts? And I said, that is a very good question. And I took it straight to our bosses, and they want to include it. Like, when did the word astronaut become antiquated or outdated within our within the Trek world?
How surreal is it when actually NASA astronauts are talking to you about Star Trek?
Yes, it's incredibly surreal. It's a real honor, and you know, obviously we're just actors.
But it's an honor to meet them, like real astronauts. It's
exactly.
Like, wow, you actually did this for real.
Yeah, this is real for you. This is just our job.
And also, to the beginning of the first season, as you say, is a big climax from the ending of the last one. How was it to you guys to shoot? Because it's very intense. It's lots going on the planet and also on the starship. So I'm curious, how was it shot, and how was how you guys have worked on it?
I mean, it was great to go straight into that episode in a way, because we hadn't worked for so long after the strike. And so I was definitely raring to go. And it was good to have, you know, fresh energy to put all that emotion and drama into it. So it was kind of cathartic in that way, and yeah, we were ready.
We were very, very ready.
Yeah.
And to pick up in the middle of a battle scene, that's more of a question for VFX, because that's who did all the do all the work for the middle of the battle scene. But yeah, it was very exciting to step back into it.